So remember, it can be positive or negative, so this would be a positive or negative 1/4. Now, just as an aside, not that you have to do anything with it right now, but it'll be important later, we can also write this as square root of 16th to the negative first power. Remember that? When it was negative, it was 1 over. Just sort of remember this for later. It'll show up again. Now, other roots. We can also have cube roots. That means that we're multiplying by 3. And 2 times 2 times 2, well, that's going to equal 8. Remember, the product of 3 positive numbers is positive. So if I wanted to go in reverse here, I would write the same symbol, but I would write a 3 here, indicating this means cube root. So the cube root of 8 has to be 2 times 2 times 2. So the cube root is 2. Product of 3 positive numbers is 2. So this is cube root of positive 8 is a positive 2. Now if I go negative 2, it would be negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. That's equal to negative 8. So the cube root of negative 8 would be a negative 2, because the product of 3 negative numbers is negative. 8 is a perfect cube. Why do you think that is? Well, think about why 16 was a perfect square. Pause the video and see if you can figure that out. All right, now you try this. Take the cube root of 125, the cube root of 1 over 8, and the cube root of negative 1,000. Pause the video and see what you get. All right, hopefully you got 5 as the cube root of 125. And you've got 1/2 as the cube root of 8. And you've got negative 10 as the cube root of negative 1,000. Now we can use these square and cube roots if you're asked to solve for x. So let's say you were given this equation. X squared equals 121. Solve for x. Well, because x is squared, we need to take the square root. So square root of x squared equals the square root of 121, because what you do to one side, you must do to the other. Square root of x squared, well, that's x times x. Square root of 121 is either the square root of 11 times 11, or the square root of negative 11 times negative 11. Now, because it's a square root, the answer can be positive or negative. So x is equal to positive or negative 11. If it is a cube root, if it is cubed, we're going to take the cube root. So here's x cubed is equal to 729. So we need to take the cube root. Cube root of x cubed is going to be equal to the cube root of 729. So x cubed is x times x times x. So cube root of x cubed is x. The cube root of 729 is not cube root of 9 times 9 times 9. So x equals 9. Because it's a cube root of a positive number, the answer is positive. If that had been a negative number, the answer would have to have been negative. A couple more examples. X squared is equal to 16 over 169. So the square root of both sides. Now this is a fraction, so we get to break it up. So this becomes the square root of 16 on top, square root of 169 on the bottom. Square root of 16, well, that's plus or minus 4. Square root of 169, that's plus or minus 13. So our whole answer is plus or minus 4 over 13. And remember, it's plus or minus because it's a square root. What about the cube root of 8 over 125? That's the cube root of x cubed is equal to, remember how I split this up here? I do the same thing here. It's going to be equal to the cube root of 8 over the cube root of 125. Well, the cube root of a positive 8 is positive 2, and the cube root of positive 125 is 5. This is only positive because cube root of a positive number is positive. All right, you go ahead and try. Here's 4 for you to try. Get them in your notes, and we'll check them when it's time for the test.